The explosion happened right here in this manhole just behind me. Now, if you take a look inside, you can see the part that was damaged is now covered in soot. GPD set up a speed monitor on the road, hoping that if drivers could see their speed, they would be less tempted to go over the limit. There's still some blood on the ground to show what happened the night before. And just a few feet away, there's a memorial to remember the men who lost their lives. While protesters think they'll be out here alone, what they don't know is that Yoho supporters are coming out to rally against them. Today's cold weather has left some of the usual spots for the homeless empty. Once water levels hit 39.5 feet, the current will get stronger and they'll begin to see some flooding throughout the park. If you look at this picture of Philip, you can see a small chickenpox scar. Now take a look at the sculpture and you'll see it's right where it belongs. They got them almost every gift they asked for on their wish list, from scooters to a Barbie playhouse and even a Nerf gun.
They're going to keep my dogs. They're my babies.
2 out of 3 people accused of animal cruelty and neglect in Trenton are telling me the allegations are simply not true.
The dogs are fed. We have plenty of food. We have the police stop. We give them baths.
Susan Stockham and her daughter Kathy Thomas live here with roommate William Rice, who was also accused. Until yesterday, they shared this space with 60 dogs.
Maybe there was too many dogs, but they never gave us a chance to clean the house up or find homes for some of the dogs. They never gave us a chance.
Both mother and daughter deny running a puppy mill and say most of the dogs are longtime pets, except for recently born puppies. On Thursday, all the dogs were taken from their home by Levy County Sheriff's deputies.
We have multiple cases of animal cruelty and animal neglect.
Most of the dogs are now being kept at Levy County Animal Services. Deputies say many of the dogs were found in very poor condition.
Animals are required to have adequate space, adequate food, adequate water, and adequate care. All of those conditions are not being met in the home behind me.
Deputies are still investigating all 3 dog owners, but say there is evidence the dogs were not just household pets.
My understanding is that the dogs that were being bred at this location were being offered to sale at various locations. Some were out of this county and others were being offered for sale out of the home.
I was told by a friend that we had to go somewhere else.
The homeless living in what's known as Tent City are facing eviction, and the latest delay in Gainesville's new homeless center has many wondering where they'll go. Leon Johnson says this has been his home for 12 years, and the homeless center can't replace it.
It's too far out of the way, and I work every day, and I can't get to work from way out there.
On Thursday, officials at Alachua County's Coalition for the Homeless announced that the Empowerment Center, planned at Gainesville's old correctional institution, would no longer open May 1st because they were just given the keys to get in.
We weren't able to start having phone systems set up or network cabling run. There were a lot of things that we were waiting on quotes for from people in the community that without access to the site and the ability to really start setting up offices, we didn't even know what we needed.
The news comes as relief to dozens of people living in Tent City who were told by the landowner they had to be out the same day the center opened.
May 1st, you got to be out of here.
Has anyone come by and told you otherwise so far?
Not yet.
Most are hoping this delay will buy them more time here, but others say it's no longer a safe place to live.
People have died here. There's like a lot of crack dealing. There's a lot of prostitution, things going on that shouldn't be going on here.
It'll now be another month until the center opens its doors, time some will have to spend looking for a new place to call home.
If they could, leave us alone.
It was insane. It was, to have somebody come to your house and threaten your life.
Jeremiah Loper was left bruised and bloody after a fight with his boss. Now, a restraining order against the Gainesville To-Go owner has also left him without a job. Loper says he'd been managing the delivery business for almost a year, but couldn't seem to get along with its owner, Andrew Gerlach.
I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I want no part of this. I'm going to not come in the office anymore.
The time away only lasted 2 days. On April 5th, Gainesville police say Andrew Gorelick attacked Loper at his house and tried to gouge his eyes out. Loper says Gorelick showed up at his front door. When he tried to go back inside, he says Gorelick pushed him. The two began fighting and ended up right here on the ground. The fight was over Loper's Chevy Cobalt. Gorelick wanted to purchase it for his delivery business, but the two couldn't come to an agreement, something Loper says happened often at work.
A lot of the employees as well knew exactly what was going on, that I had been running the show and that he was just unstable and insane, and a lot of people were sticking around waiting on him to leave.
We talked to an employee who left instead. She says there was animosity between the two.
He made it very clear how much he hated Jeremiah.
Victoria Newborn says it was her job to smooth things over when Gorelick had one of his many outbursts.
He never dealt with customers, he never dealt with business owners because it took one thing to just set him off.
Despite the constant arguments, Loper says he stuck around because he was meant to take over the business.
Now it's kind of in limbo till this whole court thing's over with.